Hey everyone, AMR back again with another LeetCode video. So in today's episode, I will be doing some easy problems as well. So here we're doing the length of the last word. Given a string S consisting of words and spaces, return the length of the last word in the string. A word is a maximal substring consisting of non-space characters only. Hello world, so it should be world, be 5, makes sense. Fly me to the moon, moon should just be 4, makes sense. Fluffy is still Joy Boy, and Joy Boy should be 6. 6 makes sense as well. Okay, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to split up the string. We are going to say converted is going to be equal to S. S dot split by this. Okay. We are going to go while this, oh my god, converted equals to that. D is equal to dictionary. I'm going to go ahead and do a list comprehension. You are going to say length of word equal to word or word in converted if word. Okay, and then you're just going to return sorted d dot items e x sub 0 reverse true sub 0. I think that would give you your answer. Probably 0 0. 5 and 5. Yep. Just thinking aloud. Run the code here. Got the correct answer. Let's go ahead and add in the other test cases here. Also have another test case. This. Okay, I feel pretty confident with the solution. Let's go ahead and just submit it and see what happens here. Speeding up, we got the wrong answer. So we were expecting 3 and it actually got 5. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense. While converted, we are going to say current equal to converted dot pop if current return len current, else continue return 0. Is there a constraint that says that all of them have to be, strength has to be at least 1 or greater? Okay, S can only contain, there will be at least 1 word in S. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Run the code. Looking here, you got 4, 5, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 6. That looks great. Over here, submitting. And there you have it here, our submission. I mean, I can go ahead and run it again, and it should be actually a little bit faster. Attempted to run a little too fast. Try subscribing and giving us more of your money. And then we'll go ahead and run it one last time here. Oh my god. Yep, and so went ahead and ran it a couple of times, ended up getting different results here and there. Basically, we have a big O notation of the length of list because while converted, let's go ahead and say that first element is the only one populated. Then you'd have to convert over the entire list as whole. So essentially what we've done here is we said converted is equal to the string being split up into a bunch of like sub elements based on the space. And then while converted, we're going ahead and taking that last element, which will be current in this case, popping it off the end of our converted list. So that way the converted list keeps getting smaller and smaller. And then we're going to say if current, which in Python, if you have an empty string, this will not be triggered. So that is exactly what we want. We want to say if the word is actually a word, go ahead and just return the length of the current word. So that makes total sense here. Let's go ahead and split over into a new question. Okay. And I just realized that my camera is actually over here in the middle of the screen. It actually works out for reading the problems over here on the left-hand side, but I will go ahead and move that back over here to the right. Well, actually, let's see. If I end up needing more room where it gets cut off on the problem itself, I realized that the other solution was pretty short, so it didn't end up getting cut off. But let's go ahead and read this one. A phrase is a palindrome if, after converting all uppercase letters into lowercase letters and removing all non-alphanumeric characters, it reads the same forward and backward. Alphanumeric characters include letters and numbers. Given a string S, return true if it is a palindrome or false otherwise. So, a man, a plan, a canal, and then Panama, true. Holy Christ, are you kidding me? So this is a palindrome because you removed all of the spaces and the commas and the colons. Holy shit, man. I didn't realize that you had to do this. That's fine. Jesus. Let's just say new S equals this. This is really annoying. So for elm in S, if S in, and then we're going to go ahead and define all of the alphanumerics that happen. So E, B, W, X, Z, and then all the alphanumeric letters and numbers. Then you got the 9. Okay. Then you're going to say new S plus equals elm. That is in there, then great. If not, don't include it. So I need to go ahead and do elm.lower. Lower, so that way they're all lowercase. And then from here on out, it's pretty much just your standard palindrome type question. So you're going to have your midpoint is going to be equal to the length of new S divided by 2. And then essentially what you're going to do is you're going to say if the length of new S, you want to see if it is a even number. If it is an even number, then your L is going to be equal to your midpoint minus 1. And then your R is going to be equal to your midpoint exactly. Spell it correctly. Else, your L is going to be equal to midpoint. And so will your right. Okay, and then you have a simple question here where it just goes, while L is greater than or equal to 0 and R is less than the length of new S, and new S sub L is equal to S sub R, then L minus equals 1, R plus equals 1 will. Now you just have to check to see whether or not it is a palindrome. I guess I could. These things. I type. else, return false. If new s, or I'm sorry, if L is equal less than 0 and R is equal to the length of S, and well, actually, I guess that would just be true. Return true. Elif I think it would just be return false. Let's see. Wow. So we ended up getting a positive success rate there. I'm a little skeptical. Anytime that something runs once and then just like blatantly passes, I get a little skep. Go ahead and see here. Go ahead and run the code. Probably going to fail on one of these test cases, honestly. It did not. So let's go ahead and hit the submit button and see what happens here. We actually got it on the first try without having to change literally anything. That's pretty crazy to me. I can go ahead and talk you through my solution. I totally was not expecting this. Essentially what I did is I created a new variable called new s, and then I iterate over the string, and then I just check if it is in the alphanumerics. If it is, then go ahead and add it, but convert it to a dot lower, because that's what we're checking anyways. You're gonna go ahead and create the midpoint as the middle of the string. Then you just do a quick check to see if it's even. If it is even, then your midpoint needs to start one behind, so that way you can do further away. You can check like blah, 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 blah. If it's odd, then you could just check on that middle one and then just keep working your way out from there. And that's essentially what this line's doing here. You are just continuing to iterate over, and then as long as where you are at point A and point B, if they're equal to one another at that indices, then go ahead and keep decrementing, or is that the right word? Decrementing down until you get to like this condition to fail, or they're not equal to one another, and then you know that it's not a palindrome. And then of course you have to have like this base condition that also needs to satisfy a contrasting indication of like, okay, let's say that L is equal to 0 and R is less than the length of S, but the two are not actually equal to one another. Then you need to go ahead and make sure that that case is also caught. Otherwise you will run into a false positive, and you definitely don't want that. But that's going to do it for today's video. Pretty short one, pretty short, sweet. Hope you guys liked it. But as always, if you like the content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace.